Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on the API hacking series for beginners. In this video, we are going to go about how to find and exploit weaknesses in JWT. We would cover the introduction to JWT, different JWT weaknesses, and then we will use VVMA to demonstrate how we can find and exploit vulnerabilities in JWT. After that, we will see how we can use a new tool which is called JWT Security Checker, right, to exploit JWT vulnerabilities. Then we are going to discuss the key takeaways and end the video. I hope this video is going to be fun for you. Let's jump right in. JWT stands for JSON Web Token. It is made up of three parts: a header, a payload, and its signature. I won't go into much explanation of JWT and its parts. I will just attach a link to the video description on an article I wrote on JWT. Yeah, so this is what a full JWT looks like. The header is base 64 URL encoded. The payload is also encoded. And then we have the signature, which is the header plus payload signed using the algorithm type. JWT is commonly used for authentication and authorization. The token is issued after a successful login and it's stored on the client side. That is the HTTP request, either in the cookie header or in the authorization header. We are going to see what this looks like when we begin exploiting JWT vulnerabilities. So, yeah, JWT weaknesses, right, arises when the JWT token is not properly implemented, which then results in broken authentication and access control flaws. A weakness in JWT can lead to an attacker manipulating the token and gaining access to resources that they shouldn't have access to, like let's say changing their user ID right to that of a different user and being able to access the resources right that belongs to that different user. Then to gain admin privileges here by tampering the payload section of the token, right? This is what the payload section looks like, right? Yeah, so by tampering the payload section of the payload to gain either admin privilege, right, or to gain access to the resources that belongs to another user. In the OWASP top 10 API security risks, JWT weakness, right, is under broken authentication, which is ranked top 2, highlighting how prevalent, right, this flaw is. So yeah, let's move on to the fun part. We will be using Bob Suite to intercept the request that is made. I've already set up Bob Suite. I already have Bob Suite on, and I'm going to navigate to the browser, right, to the browser where VVMA is open. Yeah. So before that, let's check the box. We have covered the introduction to JWT, right? And then we discussed JWT weaknesses. So now we are exploiting the vulnerability, right? And we'll be exploiting the vulnerability. Yes, so we are going to log in with a valid login credentials, right? Looking at the request in Bob field, we see our login has been successful and the message that is returned to us is a login successful with a token right. We will be using this token rights authorization. Let me show you an example, right? To get the profile of a currently authenticated user, send this to repeater, right? And then back here, I'm going to copy the token, and I'm just going to add the authorization header, right? we see that the response that is returned to us is a 200 OK response, right? With the user credentials. So this is how the token, this is an example of how the token, right, is being used. Yeah, so I'm going to copy the token, right, and take it to the tool we would be using, which is the JWT security checker. We're going to be working with this tool to decode our JWT and also try to use this tool, right, to crack the JWT secret key. So I just pasted the token, right, and the tool automatically decoded it here. I'm going to attach the link to the tool so you can use the tool, right? So the algorithm that is used by the VVMA project is HMark sharp 256, right? Which is a symmetric, right? Which is a symmetric cryptographic algorithm that uses a single key to sign and verify the JWT. And the type here represents the JWT type here, which is obviously JWT. And we have the payload section, right? In the payload, we see different things like we have the user ID, which is 32. We have the email address of this user. Yeah, we have the role of the user, which is user rights. Then we have the claim, which the token was created and when the token expires. So, right, the signature is the result of using the secret key to sign both the header and payload. So now that we've seen what the token looks like, right, let's now try tampering with it. So the first type of attack we would be attempting is the non-algorithm attack, right? Which is when we change the algorithm in the header from whatever it is, right, to none, and then send a request with the temper token to see what response is returned by the server. I've changed the algorithm to none now, and then clicked on the generate token button. This is a new token that we have assigned. So come to Bob Suite, back to the request, and then paste the new token that has been generated, right? Because the algorithm is set to none now, the token won't have a signature. That means this token is not signed. The response that is returned is that is 4.1, which is unauthorized, and the error message is that our token, right, is invalid. So because this token has been tampered with, we cannot like make a valid request, right? So this means that this, right, this API doesn't accept a token without a signature. Another thing we can do, since the non-attack network is tampering with the payload, so I'm still going to use this. We still have our valid token here, which is the header is complete, the payload is complete, and then we have our signature, which is a valid token. So I'm going to like make changes to the payload and generate a new token. But the thing is that I don't have a secret key, so I'm going to see how this works first without me having a secret key, right? Just modify the payload and then seeing if the the tempered token, right, the modified token is going to still be accepted even without a valid signature. Because once changes, right, has been made to a payload, the signature has to be signed. So this is it. Just going to copy this, come to Gopsuite, paste the token in, send the request. Yeah, we are seeing the invalid token, right? So we changed the user ID, right, in the payload from our user ID, which was 32, to 5, and generated a new token. Since we don't have like the secret key, we didn't sign this token, but we tried to use it to send a request, and yeah, this was rejected, right? We have invalid token returned to us. So it seems this other attempt, right, isn't working as well. Some applications, right, are vulnerable in a sense that you don't even need to have access to the secret key. You just make changes to the payload and then you use the same signature, right, to send a request, and your request will be considered valid. So these are the things that you should be looking out for when you're testing APIs, when you're testing applications that are using JWT. Try to make changes to the header, make changes to the payload, right? Make changes to the payload and send the request to see what response is going to be returned. In our case, we have invalid token returned to us. Since we cannot make changes to the payload without signing it, we have to attempt cracking the signature. And this will only be possible if the secret key that is used is weak, right? If the secret key that is used is weak. The tool I will be using to perform this is the JWT security checker, right? It has a cracker. So I'm going to see how this works. And another tool I'm going to be using is hashcat, right? So we are going to get the token from here. Yeah, so just run the hashcat help command. Yeah, so that's what we are setting our mode to. And mode specifies the hash type, right? Mode is 16500. We are setting our attack mode to O, right? Which represents the straight mode attack or dictionary attack. I'm going to save our token rights to a file. This is where the token is saved. We have to specify the word list we use. So I just took a word list from setlist, right? So let's start our attack and let's see what happens. So our attack is done. We see that the secret key that is used to sign the header and payload is secret, which is very weak, right? Which is very weak. And so now the attack is completed. Let's try using the other tool. So we would come to the JWT cracker, right? Make sure we still have the most valid token here. In case we don't, just copy this. So you select your word list, and then after you've chosen your word list file, I think you'll have to hit the attack button. Secret cracked successfully. This is your secret. This is the hash. And here, this is the attack log. So all the requests we are going to be making would be seen as valid request just because we have the secret key. We've modified the payload now, click on the generate token, copy it, come to Bob's use right to Peter, send this request. We are able to retrieve the resources of user ID 5. We see that the user name is Joy. We see the user email, we see the role of this user, we see the user bio, and then we see the groups that this user belongs to. So now we've seen that, we are done with exploiting the weaknesses that are present in the VVMA project. We are going to tick the box, and we've used the JWT security checker tool a bit, but let us check out the scanner and how it works here. Just copy the token from Substitute, right? And then we use the scanner. Choose the result. It says security level is 2% critical, right? So that the risk level, right, is 100% critical. The the scanner was able to crack the secret key, right? So the immediate actions that we should take, right, to secure the JWT, then it's like issues and recommendation. So some common vulnerabilities in JWT are no signature verification. We have the non-algorithm attack. We have the algorithm confusion. We have the cracking JWT secret here. So for the VVMA project, we attempted cracking JWT secret, which was successful. We also attempted the the non-algorithm attack, which wasn't successful. And another thing we did was, yeah, the no signature verification attack. We've come to the end of this video. I hope you found this video educating, right? It has helped you one way or the other in either understanding JWT vulnerabilities, knowing how you can go about exploiting JWT vulnerabilities, or even introducing you to a new tool, right? A new JWT hacking tool. So that is it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications for more. Bye. See you next time.